So I'm gonna press them first, just like I did like the last time. So here, he remembers me from last time. Last time how he was pushing a bit more. There we go. There. Okay. So now, yeah. I already tapped him 3 times. I tapped him again. Tapped him again. Tapped him. Tap. Tap. Taps there. Good. Tap him there. Good. Tap there. Right there. Taps there. Tap. Tapping here. 20. Let's go 25. Taps there. Tap. 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 This is the panic. Tap. 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 Good. Tap. Tap. Good. Tap. Good. Tap. Tap. Good. Tap. Good. Good. Tap. Good. Good. Tap. Good. Tap. Tap. Good. No, that tap's right there. So that lip licking? Stress. Good. See how he's... Go ahead. See how his head turned right there? That's because I tapped. So, when we're doing this, a lot of trainers will tell you that dog... all that's normal. Because he has to try every option there is. And when we do behavior, one thing I've learned is things will get worse in the moment. So I'm going to go from 25 to 30. There we go. So every time he goes into aggression, it has to happen in order for me to teach him the only way this shuts off is if he cuts the aggression. Right? So it looks terrible, but unfortunately, just how this is.
Your worship right goes back.
Yeah. Because I'm really pressing him, like no one's ever touched him. No one's ever, how would you say, confronted him. So of course, his ego has grown over the course of, what, 5 years you've had him?
3 years.
3 years, over 3 years, We're technically on the way. With this behavior. So his brain... 35.
Yeah, it's tight enough.
He's good. Yeah, he's feeling it. It's just that fear and that aggression is he's at his breaking point. And I'm actually not that high. I'm on 35. This goes to 127.
Oh my god.
So, and when I do this, I'm not trying to come in and slam him because I know he's fear-based, right? So if I come in and slam him, I make more fear. So I come in low, and I gradually work my way up, and he decides what the number is. Because his behavior tells me, there we go, what's appropriate to him. So you see how he's panting here now? Even though maintaining contact, whereas before, there's a little bit of a lip curl there, right? And wait for it, there it is. But now he's letting it go. Before, when I kept my sleeve in his presence, you would see his mouth close. Mouth close is tension, right? Mouth close is telling you I'm uncomfortable, I'm about to do something. So here, my sleeve is now next to his face, and now he's panting, which is stress, but he's venting, right? And he's venting with the object that he doesn't want to be touched by next to him. So that's already the brain accepting the stress, but letting it go. Him, with the closed mouth earlier, his brain was under stress, but he wasn't letting it go. He was acting out, right? You were seeing the biting and stuff like that. So as we keep pushing, we see things, right here, you see how he closed his mouth again? And then he let it go. Right? And if I do this, a little bit there. There we go. And then he lets it go. Right? There you go. So you can see it again. He's going to let it go. There we go. You see that difference? Yeah, and you see the... right? Then he closes again. Because this is all habit, right? His brain can't help but revert or regress to that state of mind. So that's why we get back and forth. And so eventually I can approach him make contact with him and there's no response because his brain has learned to deal with the stress. Okay? So here, I'm not cueing him, I'm not saying no, I'm not saying stop or anything like that. I'm letting him make a decision. He makes the wrong decision, there's a consequence. If he doesn't make the wrong decision, there's no consequence.
So right now, right, there's no consequence. He's learning that.
Right. And you see how he's turned away from me? This is avoidance behavior. So dogs and animals and humans have 4 responses to things. Fight, flight, avoidance, submission. Right? What you saw right now is fight. This is avoidance. He knows I'm here. He doesn't like me being here, but he's learning that fight isn't an option. So he's going to go to, and he can't fight because we have him tethered. He's going to go to avoidance, right? So he's going to go, okay, this guy's here. I don't like this guy. I can't fight him. I can't run away from him, but I can ignore him and pretend he's not here. You know, it's like if you're out shopping and you see someone you don't want to see.
Yeah.
What do, right? You go into a different aisle and stuff like that. That's avoidance behavior, okay? So he knows I'm here, but now he's trying to think about what other options are there for him for dealing with the stress. When we deal with aggression, we always want to see avoidance first. We want the dog to make a decision to avoid conflict. That's always step 1, okay? Over time, the goal is to get him to submit, which is accept. Submission isn't a bad thing. Submission doesn't always mean like, oh, the dog's like scared and he doesn't want to respond. No, it's just him accepting like, okay, I get it. I'm going to be approached by people or people are going to come over. I'm uncomfortable with it, but that's just how life is. Okay, so submission isn't a bad thing. So I'm going to make contact again. Right, so now he's conflicted. So I'm going to give a tap there, see what he does. And he licks his lips. That's all stress. Good. So I'm going to step back because I have to let the brain have a break. When I step back, he may move forward. That's normal.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So let's go into relax. You can just relax. So still a little bit of lip twitching here. That's normal. That's just a typical response that he's used to. So you see that?
He's moving away.
Yeah, when I go in, he moves away. Like he was making direct eye contact with me.
Yeah.
Then once I went to pet him, he gave me avoidance behavior, right? And now he's like looking straight ahead or he's looking at you.
He's looking right at me.
Yeah, so he's pretending I'm not here. Okay? And then he lets it go. There's the venting. Right?
So what about when he makes eye contact with you?
He's gonna have to get used to it because I could see when just before right now he made eye contact with me, there's still tension because he doesn't like it. That's normal.
His mouth is closing.
Yeah. So here, this is better. His eyes are more relaxed. He glanced past me and stuff, and he let it go. Whereas before, he would come towards me, right? And if you look at his face, the face that I see here is kind of like, he looked like he was like debating his life's choices for a second. You know, he's like, oh my God, what's going on today? That's all normal. He's venting, he's letting this go. He's processing right now. He's going, okay, Jesse's here. I don't like that Jesse's here. But when I go to attack Jesse, this happens. I don't like that either. Which do I don't like more? Of course he's not gonna like this because this is has to do with him directly. He feels it, right? Me, there's nothing negative associated to me. Right? Like I don't hurt him.
Right.
This is why like prong collar and choke chain and stuff like that, you can't use that. Because if I were to pop him with the collar, he would see me doing it and he's like, I'm already afraid of you, and this just reaffirms the reasons I don't want to.
Yeah, he doesn't know you actually have this device that's doing this whole thing.
Correct. So does that look again, right? Mm-hmm. It kind of looks like he's gonna fall asleep. You see his eyes blinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes to do that a lot.
I'll move back. Good. See how he stayed put? Mm-hmm. That's good. Why is that good?
Because he chose to make that decision of not attacking you, so he knows he's not getting punished for that.
Correct, right? He didn't move forward, and that's a big trigger. Because when I give up space, that's weakness to him. I'm backing away, his brain can help him take
Yeah, he just wants to probably go in for the kill if he could.
Right, and here he looked at me, he saw me moving, and then looked away like, oh, I'm not going to make that decision. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay? And 34 right now. So the highest I've gone is 42. When I came back in the second time, it was too high because his response was too much. I dipped it down. Okay? So, if I could get all the same response on a 5, I would be using a 5. Right? So again, he's telling me what's too much and what's too little.
Wow.
Okay? Because I know I don't want Milo to attack me. So I'm using whatever number gives me that result, but at the same time isn't making them freaked out.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you look at him right now, he's sitting there, he's uncomfortable, he's licking his lips, he's processing, but he's not like shaking and like super fearful. Because I did it according to him. Mm-hmm. Right? If I would come in too much and then just like slam him for it, we get problems. Okay? I'm gonna come back in again. See how he moves his head. See right here. So when I stepped in, that triggered the brain's response.
He got tense again.
He got tense, right? Because he can't help that. He's been practicing that for 3 years. So here, there you go. You see a little bit of the lip curling here. I'm letting these slide right now. Because if I, it's possible if I tap too much, that I can keep triggering. And I want him to understand, like, it's kind of like an on-defense behavior.
Sure.
Where it's like, okay, if you don't attack, good, I'm gonna ignore that. But if it becomes like a constant thing and the behavior doesn't go away, then I know I have to tap for even the tiniest thing. So that was only one tap right now. That was only because he moved too quickly. I step back, and he holds. Good.
Wow.
And the way he's looking at me here, there's not a whole lot of intent. There's no, like, before he was looking and he's like, you can tell he had a thought in his head.
So it's almost like he switched you from enemy to neutral now.
Yes, or like, who are you? Right? He's like, because you're touching me, when you're petting me, you're not scared of me, there's a consequence now. Like, what exactly, what are you about?
Yeah. He's like, nobody outside does this to me.
So here, if I move quick, chances are he's gonna trigger. So I'm not gonna move fast. But here, this is good. Because if this was before, he'd be triggering. Now, if I were to start running around, he's gonna trigger. I'm not gonna push for that because that's too much for the first day. But this here is good, okay?
Wow.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually go in. That's your kitchen, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go in that way, and I'm gonna come in behind him.
Oh.
Okay.
He's probably gonna trigger here.
Yeah.
Good. Good boy. Good. Yeah. So right here, when I put pressure on him, he tenses up.
Mhm.
He goes against it. That's normal. So mouth closed tells us he's not completely comfortable, but he's accepting it. Good. Good. All the lip licking stress. Good. 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 Move something around.
I'm surprised he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you see when I come in now, how he shifts his head,
Yeah.
but he's much more relaxed here. Good. Excellent.